Hello friend, how you doing? I wasn't going to make a video, but the Holy Spirit prompted me to. I just made one a couple days ago. I was sharing with the audience how back in December the Lord showed me something. I'm not exactly sure what He showed me, but He took me. I believe it was the beginning of September, right around that general landmark. I thought it was the end of August, but the more I think about it, it was probably the beginning of September. And I said I had this sense that I was being cut off, and I wasn't sure if that was the rapture or not. But my hunch was I believed it was. I still do to this day. There's many reasons why I think the Lord had to do that with me. One, I was very strong on a spring rapture. The spring has so many overtones of the rapture coming through the whole season that I think I was stuck on that. But by the time the Lord got done talking to me, I did not believe in a springtime rapture for the Christian rapture. Okay, when my internet friends would propose a season in the spring, I had to kind of stay quiet, stay on the sidelines, and kind of let my peace return to me. I didn't say a whole lot though, but I knew there wasn't going to be a springtime rapture. Okay. So anyway, I was really musing in my head, and I think what we could be looking at is a Rosh Hashanah rapture. Okay. Now some people believe that. I've heard people believe it could be as early as September 24th, which I don't believe. 25th, which I don't believe. 26th, which is getting more close, 27th, which is very probable, and I even heard some good people say the 28th and the 29th. Here's one of the reasons why I'm inclined to believe that it's probably going to be a Rosh Hashanah rapture in the year 2022. Okay, I was going over the last three feast days, Rosh Hashanah, Yon Kippur, and the Feast of Tabernacles. And it is obvious to me that they already had their fulfillment when Jesus Christ was born on Rosh Hashanah. He was wrapped in swaddling clothes, which I believe represented Yon Kippur, and he tabernacled with men, which I believe represented the Feast of Tabernacles. Now, those three feast days will recycle. Probably like this. The rapture of the church probably will fulfill Rosh Hashanah again. The Antichrist confirming the peace covenant on Yon Kippur, which is a very, very dark day. Will probably when the Antichrist confirms the 7-year peace covenant, that will probably fulfill Yon Kippur, and Satan has a copycat system, okay? So when the Antichrist tabernacles with men, which is nothing but a copycat system, that will fulfill tabernacles in a mock kind of a way. You know, it's not Jesus Christ himself, but this is Satan's day in the sun, and yes, unfortunately, he's going to have his day in the sun. Now, those three feast days, again, I believe will recycle at the end of the tribulation again. Let me try and explain this. In Matthew 24:31, the Bible teaches, "And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other." Now, whereas you have some people that believe this is just a general resurrection. Other people believe that this could be a Jewish rapture. And if that's the case, if number 2 is the case, I don't think it's going to be every Jewish person on the earth that's raptured at the end of the tribulation. That wouldn't make any sense. But I'm inclined to believe that that verse will fulfill Rosh Hashanah at the end of the 7-year tribulation. And it's obvious. The second coming would have to fulfill, the second coming would fulfill Yon Kippur, and this 1,000-year millennial reign would fulfill the Feast of Tabernacles. Now, the first 3 feast days tend to go in a bundle too. You remember when Jesus died on the cross, that fulfilled Passover, and he was buried, that fulfilled unleavened bread, and when he rose from the dead, that fulfilled first fruits. Now, notice that the first 3 feast days and the last 3 feast days tend to be fulfilled in bundles. Whereas Shavuot is kind of, I think that was partially fulfilled. That's kind of more independent by nature. And the new wine Pentecost, which usually happens in August, tends to be far more independent by nature. They don't tend to be fulfilled necessarily in clumps, but the first 3 feast days and the last 3 feast days, they tend to be fulfilled in clumps. Okay? So as you can see, these feast days have the potential of recycling at different time frames in history. So I think that's probably what we're looking at, although I'd be ready at any moment. But quite frankly, I don't see any signs right now distinct that Isaiah chapter 17, the burden of Damascus, is being fulfilled as I speak right now on the 8th of September. Now, that's probably going to move very fast. We don't have a whole lot of time. So I just thought I'd share that with you. And obviously, get right with Jesus Christ. I mean, that's got to be a no-brainer. And today is the day of salvation. If you're a believer, ask God to allow you to complete any unfinished business, whether it's in your heart or, through service, which comes from the heart. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So, I was burdened by the Holy Spirit to make a video and just kind of give you my thoughts on this. I don't think we have a whole lot of time. So, okay, friend, well, best to you, and keep looking up, okay?